ONPASSIVIANS team from Bangladesh. So we have with us Bruce, Justine, Jean Aliva ma'am from USA. Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. And special our mentor, the Jeffrey Morlock, sir, USA from USA. And we have with us another our great elderly figure brother, Kopil Chandra Shamanto, sir, from India.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Amor Shanti Chakma, Madan Mohan Rana, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Stay connected.
Thank you.
Mr. Anup Dolui, welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Mohammad Enamul Haq, welcome, sir. Devabroto Kormukar from India, welcome, sir. Mr. Sujan Ronel Chakma from our special area, that's the beautiful area, CHT. Welcome, sir. Mr. Odhana Chakma, if I'm not wrong pronouncing the name. Okay. Mr. Basudev Shamanto, welcome, sir. Mr. Anup Doloi. Probel Chakma, Shahajalal, welcome, sir. Mrs. Shumita Shaha Chaudhuri, welcome, ma'am.
Yes.
হ্যালো ম্যাম, আপনি কিছু বলছিলেন?
নো, আমি আজকেই প্রথম এই লিঙ্কটা পেয়ে এসছি।
Okay.
আসলে আগে কোনোদিন আসেনি। আপনি ওয়েলকাম বললেন, তাই আমি ইয়েস বললাম। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Okay. হ্যাঁ, সাথে থাকুন আমাদের সাথে, আপনার ফিলিংসও আমরা শুনবো। ধন্যবাদ ম্যাম।
Okay, আমার মনে হয় we are on time, so we should start formally, and we are already connected with YouTube. So YouTube live is going on, and the link is shared in our chat box. If anyone interested to share to any group, you can do that. So, hello, my dear friends. Welcome to this webinar. It's a great on-passive day to all of us, whether it is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but it's a great day to us. So, warm greetings from Global Dedicated On-Passivians, and I convey my thanks to all of you for being with us. We have a topic that is on-passive recharged. On-passive recharged, that is on-passive punurujjibito. On-passive punurujjibito in Bengali refer to our yesterday's corporate webinar that our CEO shared so many things. Actually, for those we were curious too. I think all of our doubts, all of our confusions, he has cleared yesterday. Now we are so excited. We are moving forward. So we have with us our mentor, our chief guest, Jeffrey Morlock, and I'm sure he is also excited. Jean Aliva, our special guest, she was in the panel. Definitely she will share her feeling, her thought about yesterday's update. I'm expecting Collins Manna will be with us. I think he will join very soon. We have with us Mr. Bruce, our very young friend. I welcome all of you again. So after long time, that is yesterday, 10th April, was our first corporate webinar, corporate meeting, and our CEO shared almost the summary of history that the company went through and the present status. He also explained about the ACC matter and final updates. He said that final update will be sharing in the coming week. This week was almost a general discussion. We're expecting more confined update in the coming Thursday. So whatever he has shared, I'm sure that he is so clear, so transparent, and I think we have got all the clarities that we were looking for. And he also mentioned that the SEC matter is almost resolved on mutual discussion, and he is expecting, definitely he is handling the matter. So as he shared that he is expecting to resolve it very soon. It's a very good news. But as he mentioned that so many companies or most of the companies, even including Elon Musk, they also face the SEC investigations. So we are not exception from that. And whatever the investigations, whatever the matters comes to them, we are very clear to share with SEC, as our CEO mentioned. And he also mentioned that was the reason due to the rumor. Bad rumor, some bad people or some people, they are so few, but still, due to them, SEC took that measure, and we have given them all the informations. Now they are happy. It is going to be resolved very soon. He also said about the offices, the status, and also very clearly mentioned about our former employees. Some of employees actually they were thieves. He mentioned them like thieves, animal, or something bad like that. He also said about affiliates, company present status, and webinar schedule. From now on, every week he will be on in a webinar and will share update. And I'm sure that all the active founding members, those who are really active, those who are dreaming with ONPASSIVE, they are really happy with the update we got yesterday from our CEO. We are also we get happy. We be happy always whenever we see our CEO, because he is so kind and so polite and so knowledgeable that whatever the topic, whatever the matters come, he shared his knowledge, and that's a really great. So I'm just muting everyone except. So I'm muting everyone. Only the co-host would be able to unmute. So today we'll start with our special guest, our great sister Jean Aliva, because Jean's daughter's birthday, I think this weekend. So she has some preparation. So we convey our best wishes. Happy birthday to her in advance. I'm not sure that when is that, but we are wishing her for a better life. We, God may bless her for a better career, better future, better life. So Jean, please come on with your sharing, especially your feeling, and if you and who is part or who is sharing you like yesterday, please share your feeling on the update.
Well, Dhanavad, thank you so much, Engineer Shishanta, and thank you for the happy birthday wishes for my daughter. She'll be 26, so it's a kind of transitional time, she's getting older. I'm not going to take a lot of time because as I discussed with you, I have to leave around 11:30 Eastern time. So I want to quick say a few words and then get to hear other people speak before I leave. That's my hope. The topic recharged, refer to the corporate updates. I mean, the term recharged, I mean, who isn't recharged after hearing Ash speak? It was so invigorating. And to be honest with you, when you're on a panel, and it was so humbling and such an honor to be there with you, Engineer Sushanta. When you're on there, you're sort of in this energy soup. And sometimes you're so captured in by what everyone is saying that at least for me, it doesn't all go in there, and I need to go back later and re-listen and re-listen. And I haven't had an opportunity to do that yet. And I know Marty had isolated the part that just Ash said. And I highly recommend that everyone, including myself, go back and listen to that to just absorb what he said so much about what was, and even as much as he could about what's to come, which is so much more exciting, right? We went through challenges, it strengthened us, and now we have not only the current on passive company that is still there, but also some exciting potential things in the future that he has been working on in the background. And I don't know about you, but to me that is exceptionally exciting. So I just say for now, the message that when I asked my question, the message that I got from him is that what we can do to keep this moving forward is to stay positive. And I know it sounds like such a platitude, but even he alluded to the fact that it has a palpable effect on your physiology, your mental state, the everything about if you stay in a negative state, it is totally putting you on the wrong track. So we want to keep our thoughts positive. And it's kind of easy for me personally because I'm surrounded by people like yourselves. If you stay in meetings like this, in everything that is positive and uplifting about the company, then you're going to be absolutely helping to move it forward as an active participant by staying positive, posting positive comments, uh, going back and always looking at the OES for corporate updates. And how exciting is it that we are going to be potentially every week getting to see Ash and hear more about what's happening with the company? I did not expect that. I will be quite honest. I did not expect to know that we're going to be seeing him on that regular of a basis. So for me, that was like some of the best news that we could possibly get. So it's super exciting. And I don't want to take up any more time because I want to really hear from Jeffrey and anyone else that is speaking today. And I thank you so much for having me here. And Dhanavad, thank you.
Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad, Jean. Thank you so much for your nice sharing. Yes, stay positive, only positive. That's a good thing. So, Rupa, please translate it to Bengali, then we'll go to Jeffrey Morlock.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Jean Oliver, ma'am. Actually, you have mentioned the right point in very short time. স্যার আমাদের আজকে টপিকে যে বিষয়টি ছিল রিচার্জড, আমরা গতকালের প্রোগ্রামটি সবাই অলমোস্ট এনজয় করেছি বা দেখেছি, এবং সেটা থেকে আমরা কিভাবে পুনরুজ্জীবিত হয়েছি ম্যাম সেটা শেয়ার করেছেন। এবং আমরা এর আগেও যে ফিলিংসটা আমাদের ছিল এবং বর্তমানেও আছে, অ্যাশ স্যারকে দেখা মাত্রই মিটিং এ আমরা সবাই পুনরুজ্জীবিত হই। এবং সেখান থেকে ম্যাম যেটা বললেন যে মাঝে দিগামো স্যার স্পেশালি ওই অ্যাশ স্যারের স্পিচ গুলো মেনশন করে করে ওখানে আলাদাভাবে সেটাকে শেয়ার করেন। এবং ম্যাম যেটা বলেছেন যে বারবার উনি সেই বিষয়গুলো শুনে এবং সেখান থেকে পজিটিভলি চিন্তা করার ওয়েটা উনি পান। আরেকটি বিষয় হচ্ছে যে স্যার তার মিটিং এ আমাদের গতকাল শেয়ার করেছেন যে কিভাবে তিনি চ্যালেঞ্জেস এর মধ্য দিয়ে গিয়েছেন এবং আমাদের মেন্টাল স্টেটকে প্রিপেয়ার করতে হবে। সেটা আইদার নাই, স্পেশালি আমাদের পজিটিভলি চিন্তা করতে হবে। সেই বিষয়টাকে উনি তুলে ধরেছেন এবং পজিটিভ চিন্তা করার মাধ্যমে, পজিটিভ কমেন্ট করার মাধ্যমে বা পজিটিভ পোস্টিং এর মাধ্যমে বিভিন্ন সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে, সেখানে আমরা কোম্পানিকে আপলিফট করতে পারবো বা তুলে ধরতে পারবো। তো এই ছিল স্যার মূল কথা। ধন্যবাদ স্যার।
Thank you, Rupa. Thank you for your nice interpretation. So, straight away, I would request our mentor Jeffrey. He's really excited. He wants to join on our back, on our ahead of our time. I am sure that he is so excited today. So please share your excitement.
I am. I share a lot of excitement. There's a lot of things that are going on, and there have been a lot of things going on in the past several months. Some of it we heard whispers about, and the vast majority of it, though, we weren't aware of. So I was very pleased yesterday when Ash showed up and decided that he was going to kind of give us a rundown, and it was a good one. Like you had said, Gene, he covered a lot, and there was a lot in what he said. I did go through it. I wasn't able to attend live yesterday. Like so many of us, we have things going on, and I was out of town with my daughter and my wife's birthday, and just lots of stuff. So long story short, though, I say hello, and thank you. I mean, again, like always, Sushanta, I am so excited to be here on this. I love this platform, and I love the people that are here and the way that you do things. So thank you, Rupa, too, for the magic that you work in the background. We really appreciate that, and all of those that are here that really support what's being done on this platform. And also, obviously, thank you for allowing me to come here. I do have a whole head full of stuff that I want to kind of talk about. I mean, yesterday, as you had indicated, Gene, we had an incredible uplifting. It was, I say this with almost reverence, that it was classic Ash. I mean, he looked good, he sounded good, he was in that philosophical, not quite the New York Minute mindset where he was taking his time and he was doing things and explaining things, right? We had that kind of a webinar, and to me, it was literally the equivalent of a State of the Union address. I mean, he took us from he ran the gambit, just like you said, and that's what I'd like to talk about is that, and I want to weave in the updates and the information that he provided, and put my own twist on things like I normally do. And I'm going to toot my own horn here and say that I know, I've been a leader. I am a leader in ONPASSIVE, and I have done some pretty cool things. And I am excited still, always have been, always will be, about where we're going and what we're doing and what we can look forward to. Because I know that once we get going on this thing and we're all settled back into it, right, there's hope for the future, and we can take this. And I think that what we'll talk about today will mirror in a way Ash's take on things as well. And to that end, let me go ahead and just jump into ONPASSIVE. Guys, we're more than just a business, right? And Ash went through all these, and I'm gonna really kind of thread things together if I can in my head here. We're all a global family, right? We're united in a shared vision. Our founder, Ash, Mr. Gafara, he's always reminding us that this journey transcends a personal gain or a personal outlook, right? That ONPASSIVE's philosophy is rooted in creating a positive, impactful future for us that simplifies life through innovation and is going to be leaving a lasting legacy. I think those were his words yesterday, that is going to be uplifting communities worldwide. And today, one of the reasons why I'm really excited to share some updates is because what he talked about yesterday is an absolute reflection of our resilience that we've talked about, right? And the commitment that we have that ONPASSIVE has. And he went into, again, like you said, Gene, into some bold plans for the future. He didn't really lay them out, but man, the hint was there and the expectation is now there and it's rising, you know? So on the webinar yesterday, he actually dove. I mean, he went headlong. He went face first into some very key, very challenging topics that, I mean, think about it, right? SEC case, bam. I mean, that's not on our brain, right? The office transitions, what happened, right? The affiliate commissions, where are they at? They were there, then they're gone. What's going on? Our current status, right? What we can experience moving forward. I'm like, you go, bro. I mean, I had my cheerleading outfit on yesterday, but Ash has always emphasized that ONPASSIVE is about choice. It's not about obligation. As a matter of fact, I think he even said something to the effect of, if you're here today because you feel obligated, you're here for the wrong reason. I believe that's what he said. And what he's saying is that we have to believe in our own unique ideology. And it's an ideology that works to make things simple with minimal cost, but maximum value. We've talked about that for years and said it 100 different ways. And we know that great things take time, and our journey, the ONPASSIVE journey, is reflecting all kinds of sacrifice and dedication that's needed to achieve something extraordinary in spite of the challenges. So let's talk a little bit about that here. Let's get into I think first of all, let's talk about the SEC. That's a favorite subject of mine, and I'm not afraid of it. A lot of folks are. I'm like, no, put it out there and let us know what's going on, right? Because the SEC launched a private investigation into ONPASSIVE years ago. Mr. Mufareh talked about this. Now, they did this with, in my opinion, transparency in the case kind of questionable, right? Because the SEC was investigating us a long time before they actually filed the case. Hey, I got beat up over it, so I know what I'm talking about here. Now, true to our values, right? True to our integrity, ONPASSIVE cooperated fully. We heard about that. We heard about that 3 years ago when Mr. Mufareh said, hey, we got some regulatory people that we're talking with. They've got access to us. They know what's going on, right? Hey, nothing wrong with that. Love and life. And, you know, that's when Mr. Mufareh even went out and got a top law firm. And I can personally attest to you, that law firm, man, when he said it was global, he ain't kidding. They operate in, and I believe it's 20, I know who they are. I've talked to the lawyers there. They've talked to me. They operate in 28 different countries, and their specialty is exactly what's happening with the SEC, and life is good with them on board. So long story short is, true to our values and integrity, ONPASSIVE has cooperated fully with them, engaged that law firm, been with them, hooked at the hip, so to speak. The process has been tough, often unfair. I mean, we've seen examples how these commissions go after companies for years just to wear them down, and ONPASSIVE is no different. We've been put through the ringer, and Mr. Mufareh and his family have too. He talked about that, right? But he also talked about staying transparent with these companies, with these regulatory commissions, and he talked about it yesterday, went on so far as to even say that during this whole thing, when we were over in Hyderabad, that some of the bad actors that we started hearing about 3 years ago, they really did some damage to us. They really were doing some things that weren't good, right? They spread a lot of negativity. And that's to put it mildly. I'm not going to get into it. Mr. Mufareh talked a little bit about it, but obviously what happened over in Hyderabad and in some other places, Dubai, that complicated matters a lot, a whole lot. But coming through that, with the resilience that Mr. Mufareh has shown throughout this entire process, we have, as again you said, G, we've emerged stronger, more competent, more wise, if I could say that, you know, and we have a resolve still to do the right things because it's right. And that resolve we've come through, and it's intact, right? Now, concerning the SEC case, Ash had also indicated that there's an initial settlement between ONPASSIVE and the SEC that has been reached. We didn't get a lot of information about that. And you know what? I don't need it. But the big deal is it's set to be finalized in the civil courts of in Orlando, I believe, and I think that's supposed to be done by June, toward the end of June this year. So, like we've said all along, ONPASSIVE is standing firm. We're clean, compliant, and we're ready to move forward. Now, Ash said as much yesterday. I think he said it this way. ONPASSIVE is not shutting down. We're clean and we pose no threat. I think those were his words. So I'm going to take some time right now and just go, hey, everybody, we're in good hands. Breathe easy. All right. Now, Ash also talked about the corporate offices in transition. And I thought that was a pretty good way to put it. And accountability with what's going on. Now, to get into this kind of transparently, let's go back a ways like Mr. Mufari did, right? Our footprint, if you will, our global footprint, we are global. It started back in 2018 with that office in Calcutta. Remember, those folks are the ones that Mr. Mufara had. There was a company that had gone and laid a bunch of techs off, and he said, hey, instead of laying them off, let them transition. I'll hire them. I'm starting new offices. Those are the folks that got the Go Founders going for us. Remember that? And then from Kolkata, we went to Bangalore. I'm sure you remember that. From Bangalore to High Tech City. I mean, we were moving and growing, right? Hyderabad, right? The Silicon Valley of India, as they said. Now, at our peak there in Hyderabad, High Tech City, we had 700-800 employees. I mean, we were banging, man. I mean, we were just rocking and we were moving. You remember the excitement back then and everything we had going on. Well, we hit some snags. We had challenges like mismanagement. Following that, well, man, we got slammed by COVID. They had to shut the offices down. That once that kind of got melted into a big, okay, we can deal with it. Then we got hit with some internal corruption going on and some outside influences. I mean, it was just ugly. It was, and that, I think that's probably one of Ash's words too, or maybe it's mine. I don't know. But anyway, let us. All of that came because of all those challenges and the corruption. That's what led us to wind down in a way, or to kind of get out of Hyderabad a year ago, almost a year ago, right? As a result, there were some staff payment delays. Again, these things occurred. They happened not because of what Mr. Mufari did personally or by his own hand, but because of some actions of some of these bad actors and other people that just weren't doing what they were supposed to. There was no integrity with these folks, and they, long story short, we know that Mr. Mufari is driven. He's got a moral compass pointing true north, if you will. And he went as much to say that, hey, he's committed to doing the right things to resolve these, right? Similarly, we had actions in the offices of Dubai and Singapore and even Bangladesh and Egypt that were closed, had some things going on. But again, there was a lot of things going on too after closing some of these things down, where people stole, especially like, I mean, office equipment and just thievery, right? Out of the Dubai office, assets, right, on the Burj Khalifa properties. But Ash assured us yesterday, and I loved it, that ONPASSIVE is working with the governments in the UAE, right, in Egypt and India, and he's using or working with those in the US to recover what's ours, right? These things were stolen from us, and it wasn't just physical property. I mean, they took a lot. They took finances. They took our will. I mean, they took a lot of things from us. He's working to get it all back. And these are all ongoing things, right? That he's going to be ensuring accountability, and all of what he said yesterday is reflecting our commitment, ONPASSIVE commitment to fairness and to rebuilding after that huge debacle that we've just come through. Now, another big topic that he talked about, which I absolutely loved, and he was rather transparent with it. He didn't get into a lot of detail, but we can see the shape of it, right? And in that Ash talked about the affiliate commissions, saying that they were for him a top priority. And we understand that. And he said yesterday that our affiliates, that's you, me, all the members of On Passive, that we're the heartbeat, if you will, of On Passive, and that he's dedicated to making sure that those commissions that were stolen from us and seized, right? They were frozen up as assets, that they're going to be paid. And he came out and he said, look, hey, we made some mistakes. The financial team made mistakes. We ended up having payment processors seize. That was a lot of money, $52 million, right, of revenue. Remember, that happened just after we opened Connect up to the public and started accepting subscriptions. Well, the 52 million bucks that was purportedly seized because they had suspected money laundering, if you can imagine that, right? That had 30 million of it tied up that was intended to go out as affiliate commissions. And that really, Ash indicated yesterday that he is cooperating fully with the SEC and the UAE Central Bank, which is huge, to make sure that we're recovering these funds and assuring us that the crooks aren't going to get away with what they did. He said they ain't getting away. They think they have, but they're not. Now, as a kind of a side note, Mr. Mufar also said, that this was really personal for him. That and he got his reputation beat. It was his reputation on the line, still is, right? But that he's not going to allow that to continue, and On Passive's not going to be moving forward in the rebuilding until we can make sure that those commissions are paid. So, where are we today? Well, we're going to keep on keeping on, right? And that's what we do great, especially with Ash at the helm there. More than that, though, he indicated that we're going to be picking up speed. We're going to be picking up the pace, or we're going to be moving faster ahead, right? We've got to resolve the SEC case, obviously. The funding's got to be recovered so that we can pay the commissions and rebuild our offices, right? But we're on the right path. It's just going to take some time. Of course, we knew this a couple of years ago. Ash had indicated too that he had anticipated, the oncoming challenges, the ones we're just coming out of now. A couple of years ago, tried to plot a new course. He said yesterday, and Gene, you alluded to this, where we have On Passive has last year they hit a breakthrough of sorts, and that it exceeded his expectations, and it proves that our vision is bigger than ever. Now, I don't know what that breakthrough is, but you know what? I'll believe him at face value and say, if he says it's happened, then it's there. But he did say that it is not rebranding On Passive, right? It's not going to be an On Passive 2.0 in other words, right? But rather, it's going to be a bold evolution, allowing us to surpass our original goals. And those are his words. Now, think about that. Our philosophy of innovation and empowerment drives us to create solutions that simplify our lives and inspire progress, surpassing our original goals. I mean, that would be seismic to me. That's like, I know how big they were to start with. So anyway, looking ahead, we can see this year as one that's going to be absolutely transformative for us as ONPASSIVIANS, right? And that's including, like you said, Gene, the weekly webinars, beginning, I think, next week with one in Arabic. It's going to be next week. So before moving forward with rebuilding, Ash said that we're going to be clearing the balances, including all the commissions, right? Paying the staff and taking care of all the financials. But he said that he's exploring options like, I think he said amnesty. I'm not sure what, I know what that is, but I'm not, new opportunities for founders, making sure that the founders who may have felt like they were left behind are still valued, making them feel good about where they're at and what they're doing, that sort of thing. But the long story short is the world has been changing rapidly for a long time, especially the last 2 years. In our fight that we've had for the last 2 years, the world has kept moving. AI's kept moving, technology's kept moving, humanity's kept moving. So what we're seeing now coming out the other end of all these challenges for OnPassive is an opportunity to adopt, to adapt, to lead, to shape a future where technology, we're a technological company, right? AI company, right? We're driven that way, right? But we want to make sure that we can empower everybody. So now Ash often said he could have walked away, but he stayed because of the trust that the affiliates, the OnPassive members have placed in him, right? He isn't driven by more money. He's got a morality to it, and there's a commitment to what he calls our global family, right? He values OnPassive members, and that to him is foundational to OnPassive. So our outlook is good. It's clear. We've got some changes coming up. It's going to be a minute, okay? It's not going to happen in the next few weeks, but it's going to be driving through the rest of this year. And we're not here just to survive, you know. Ash said, hey, and Gene, you said it too, right? We're here to thrive, to achieve greatness. And we've talked about that last month. I believe that was a topic, Gene. So anyway, I'm closing it all up just by saying that this is going to be a year where we're going to be able to resolve a lot of the challenges, you know, bring those through to completion and recover what's ours, and then build this future together like we fully intended to 2 years ago, right? This year, I think, will be a milestone for us, representing some life-changing movement, allowing us to lift humanity as we have intended, and to build that legacy that we've all been looking forward and talked about for the last 5 years. So thank you, Sushanta. I appreciate being here, and I appreciate you letting me just ramble on for a while. But you know what? We're in a good spot right now. Yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, we've been beat up, but it's okay. We're on the mend, and we're in recovery. So thank you, thank you.
Wow, thank you, Jeffrey. I think you have covered everything what Ash shared yesterday, and one most important thing is that so many corrupted people were around him, and they are not only corrupted; they tried to destroy OnPassive, and he mentioned them like an animal yesterday. So I think they're more bad than the animal, but God is with us, so we are better than ever. We are moving forward. We are still in a very good shape. Whatever the challenges, whatever the issues our CEO faced, we can't imagine. We can't imagine a person who can take that much burden. I didn't see anyone like Ash. Oh my God. The situation he faced, from that situation, it is quite impossible to come on this stage. And now I should say we are more stable. OnPassive is a online company, online business. We never care that whether they have so many offices, so many things. We don't know. We don't need to know that. Company will decide whether if they need office, they will open office. If they need to close the office, they will close it. All that depends on the company management. We never bother for that whether there is so many offices or not. But company trusted, and especially Mr. Ash, he's so transparent, so honest. He trusted people, but people didn't keep his trust. They actually betrayed. Those who trusted more, I think they betrayed much more. That's why the situation is like that. But still, Ash is a man, is an iron man, so lion-hearted, so kind-hearted that he has taken all the burden on his shoulder and took the whole journey up to this point. Now we are in a very good shape. And as Jeffrey mentioned, and also Ash mentioned yesterday, that our payment processor, they kept $52 million. Now that is under custody of UAE government, and I'm sure that the clarification government comprehensive will give, they will be satisfied, and those funds will be released, and all of our pains will be removed, and all of our pending commissions will be paid. So we will be happy. We will move forward. So thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for your nice sharing. I request, we have with us our brother Collins. Definitely we will listen to him. Before that, I request Rupa, please translate into Bengali for our local community.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Jeffrey Malik.
He'll just share only the
Sorry.
summary, because Jeffrey will leave, and before Jeffrey leaving, we like to listen to Collins.
ওকে স্যার, জেফরি মলক স্যার স্পেসিফিক্যালি কালকের যে ওয়েবিনার থেকে অনেকগুলো জিনিসের মধ্য থেকে উনি অনেক কিছু শেয়ার করেছেন। আমাদের এসএসসি প্রবলেমটা সম্পর্কেও উনি বলেছেন, এবং কি ধরনের চ্যালেঞ্জেস এর মধ্য দিয়ে যাচ্ছি আমরা, আমাদের অনপ্যাসিভের অফিসেস যেগুলো ছিল সেগুলো সম্পর্কে বলেছেন। এবং লাস্টলি অ্যাশমুখরে স্যার কমিশনের ব্যাপারেও যে বিষয়টা শেয়ার করেছেন সেই পয়েন্টগুলোও উল্লেখ করেছেন। আমরা আমি লং স্টোরি শর্ট করে বলছি যে স্যার, যে আমাদেরকে অনপ্যাসিভের সাথে থাকতে হবে, স্পেশালি অ্যাশমুখ করে স্যারের সাথে থেকে আমরা নিজেদেরকে এম্পাওয়ার করার সুযোগ পেয়েছি। এবং যে বিষয়টা উনি স্যার আমাদেরকে কালকেও আমরা যেটা দেখেছি যে উনি এত কিছু ডিফিকাল্টিজ এর মধ্য দিয়েও গিয়েও কিভাবে নিজেকে স্টেবল রেখেছেন, এবং উনার সাথে বা উনার, আমি বলবো যে উনার সাথে যারা মেম্বার্স ছিলেন কিভাবে তার সাথে চিট বা ব্যাড ইনটিউশন ছিল তাদের, সেগুলো উনারা অ্যাশমুখ ফরেস্টার সেগুলো ফেস করেছেন। এবং উনি সবকিছু খুব ট্রান্সপারেন্টলি আমাদের সাথে বা মেম্বারদের সাথে বা ফাউন্ডারদের সাথে শেয়ার করেছেন, এবং কিভাবে রিকভার করা যায়, এবং কিভাবে সবকিছু একটা সুন্দর স্মুথ ফেয়ারনেস এর মাধ্যমে এনশিওর করা যায় সেই সম্পর্কেও উনি উল্লেখ করেছেন। এবং আশা করি আমরা এর পরবর্তীতে নেক্সট ওয়েবিনারে আরো অনেক কিছু শুনতে পারবো। ধন্যবাদ স্যার।
Thank you, Rupa. My dear friends, we have with us our great brother Marty DeGarmo. Hi, Marty. Welcome to this webinar. So, if you like to speak first, we'll listen to you. Otherwise, we'll listen to Collins Manna. Marty, do you like to speak first, or we'll go
Yeah.
to Collins?
Let Maddie go first. I'll
Okay.
join. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Thank you.
No. Collins, you go first.
Okay.
I wanna
You
listen to
decide. You
Collins.
decide who will speak first.
I'm getting sick and tired of hearing me, okay? God.
Yeah, I was just trying to run off something. Well, but he said, thank you, Jeffrey. I just want to greet everyone here. You know, it's a lovely day in Jeshanta. Thank you for inviting us. Rupa, you're doing a great job. You know, just want to, encourage all those from Bangladesh. We are in a good place at the moment. And I'm so excited and fired up. You know, Jeffrey said a lot of things which I will not really go back into it. But one of the things which really captivate my mind, I said yesterday, our vision is bigger than our personal need. The vision of the company is bigger than our personal need. That is enough for me. Because if we look at the reason why we are here, why are you here? It's about humanity. Because after you've taken care of yourself, what will you do with the excess? And this is what I've been preaching, and Maddie, maybe Jeffrey, everybody preaching about this. What will you do with the excess? If you don't bless people out there, the next thing you will do is to bless the tax man. Because the tax man will come. You have enough, you have a lot, so give it to me. Give it to me, and you cannot escape the government. What will you do with the excess? That is the crazy thing. I always think about it. I said, my God, if I want to be selfish, there is no way I will get away with it. So the only thing Ash have done to us is to give us a burden that is on top of our shoulder. Give you enough so that you will have sleepless night. And this is the company we find ourselves in. The vision of the company is bigger than our personal need. And if you start to think about your personal need, it is really tiny as compared to the vision where Mr. Ashmufara wants to take us to. that your pocket will be filled, your tank, so that you will not have any space again in your living room or maybe in your sleeping room, wherever, even in your garage. The next thing you'll be begging for people to come and take it because I don't have a space on my own. I don't have anywhere to lay my head. So sometimes people always think about this company as, oh, why is it now? Why is it not coming now? Why miss? Thank God, Jeffrey is explaining here. We already understand what happened. It is not a secret again. Ash made it clear that bad things happen. And I said it yesterday. Bad things always happen to good people. If it is not you, then who? If it's not Jeffrey, God cannot take Jeffrey's load and give it to me. Anything happened to Jeffrey, it means God already designed that thing because they know Jeffrey can handle it. Maybe if they take it to me, I will not be able. I will just go and commit suicide. I said, no, God, it's too much for me. So they give you the load according to your capacity. And that's why I made that statement. I said, the load that God gave Mr. Ashmufara is okay for him because some of us will not ever handle it. Yesterday, I was just in shock. I was like, my God, maybe, and that's why I asked that question. I said, you know, with all these troubles and problems, internal and external, how do you really cope moving on? A lot of us will just say, you know what, I'm tired of this. After there's an easy road legally to escape. I can say, you know what, there is a legal road for me to escape, where I will sit and see Jeffrey on the way and say, Jeffrey, how are you doing? He said, oh, Collins, you did. I said, Jeffrey, it's not me. You know, these are the people. What can you do? There is nothing Jeffrey can do because it's legally. I said, I wash my hand off. But this man said, you know what? I'm not giving up because it's a dream. It's a destiny. It's my life. I need to carry on. I need to march on. And he took us through, look for plan B. Though things were happening, he was looking for plan B to sustain us. He said, even if it means I'll get nothing from it, so be it. I need to keep my own sanity and the name of my family. I need to come in as the way I came in clean. I want to go out clean. I don't want my name to be soiled. I don't need anything, but I want to give it back as much as possible. And he challenged us with a question. He said, don't think about me, Ash Mufara. Just look around yourself. Is there anyone who can do something for you without getting nothing in return? Is there anybody who can fight for you and say, you know what, I will give you more and I will take less? Look around yourself, not me. That was a challenge for all of us, a call to go back and search your heart around your neighborhood, among your friends. Who is there that can stand for you and fight for you and said, I will give you so much for nothing in return? There is none. I've searched myself. Yesterday I had sleepless nights because that was the question I searched among my friends. I said, who is there that can say, now, if I'm in difficulty, I can knock your door. And he said, take whatever you want to take. I need nothing back in return. It is difficult to find such people. And Mr. Ash Mufara is one of them. So I just want to thank you, Inja Shusanta, to invite me here. And I just want to thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much for being here. And it's great. Thanks.
Yes, my dear brother Collins, you are really, really great. You have very rightly said, as mentioned very clearly, he wants to give much more that we need. Whatever we need, we'll get much more than that. He wants to give. He never bother about his personal return. He's working above self. He never thought about himself or his family. The burden he has taken on his shoulder, I think there is none on this earth can do that except Mr. Ash Mufare. So now we'll listen to our brother or great brother Marty Digarmo. He's so kind that he's being with us. We are really thankful to you. So Marty, please, mic is yours. All about whatever you like to share. We'll
Yeah,
listen to you.
thank you for the invite.
But the voice is very low. Could you please make it a little higher?
Yeah, 1 second. How about now?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why it does that. It automatically adjusts. I can't get it to stop. I don't know what Jeffrey said. I wish I would have heard it, but I know it's good because I know Jeffrey. And I heard Collins. Where do I start? I don't know what your theme is, but I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm going to go for whatever comes out of this pie hole. Yesterday's meeting, I mean, in the beginning, when I first got into this company, I'm working into my 7th year. And I'm sure Jeffrey's working into his 8th year, I think. Long time. But I out of all the businesses, no, I don't want to say that. All the opportunities I was in, I had a little doubt because you get burned so many times. But I always went in with the highest hopes, the biggest drive, and I worked it like it's the best thing that ever happened. Obviously, I was let down many times because either the company disappeared or whatever. And my fantasy was, would somebody build a company that actually cares about the people? And it was pretty naive. It really was. I found out as years went by, I've been doing this 20 years. I got into like the 12th, 13th year and I went, this is sad. What industry do you know? And I guess it's a good industry, but where 98% of the people fail. You're going to fail before you get in. Unless you have the skills and you have the money and you have the time. I'm not saying anybody's smarter than anybody or better than anybody, but it takes a lot of time and skill to learn how to market online. And then even if you get it, my downfall was when I did learn how to market, I realized a new thing popped in my face. I can't bring anybody with me. I tried. I would go in and then I found myself talking like I didn't feel good about it, like telling somebody, "Oh, you're doing great. Keep going. You're going to be successful." Yeah, if they lived to 300 years old. I mean, it wasn't going to happen. So I was ready to throw in the towel, as you know, and I found out about this business and Mr. Mupara. And every opportunity, or this is the only real business I've ever been in except for my regular job. I would always go to the who's running this thing, whatever this thing is. And I heard from Peter Rogers, this guy built a system. He really cares about people. Trust me, I've heard that before, okay, a few times. But I met this guy, listened to him on audio. In the beginning, didn't see him much, but he would be on webinars, you could hear him. And I listened to him and I went, is this guy is he really what he sounds like? Because it's like, this can't be. And it could be. And I want to say, every year that went by, instead of what it used to be like, is where I'm thinking, this is not good, this is bad, and next thing you know, it folds. My love for the company and the people and Mr. Mufara has grown every year. Every year. So I got to the point, he's like family. In fact, a lot of us are family. And the company, what I loved about it as we went is the ocean was drained, walls were knocked down, language didn't seem to matter that much. Fat people, ugly people, tall, skinny, brown, black, white. We all had a place where we recognize each other not by your sight, but by your heart. Then I realized we're getting in and we're marketing, me, Mike, myself, Mike, and Dan. And I realized the people that said no, there's nothing wrong with them. they've been beat up a lot or burned. But this company drew people from their heart, people that have faith, people that believe anything is possible. If you can see it, you can have it. If you walk it, you'll be it. And when that happened, and I saw that, I remember during when the pandemic came out, no matter what people think, they don't think, it doesn't matter. The world was shut down. It was at that time when this company grew from a couple 100,000 people to 1 million. And I went, whoa. I remember saying to Ashley Parra, June of 2020, somewhere around there, I said, what are you going to do? Now we were about 100,000 people. What's the plans when we hit 200,000? And he goes, oh, I don't know that we'll get there. Surprise, surprise. Because Ash and Jeffrey knows, as he was building, the people got more. What he was building wasn't big enough to handle, the electric wasn't big enough to handle all the lights, okay? So he kept expanding. Then he realized, the best I could figure, I talked to him a lot, I know, and Jeffrey knows, but then he figured, wait a minute, I have something deep in here that I really want to do. And I think he skipped a step, which was that business that he got in trouble for. 2019, the business we never did. We really never did it. So he jumped from that to the dream business. And I went, okay, that makes sense. Now, in that dream, in that old business that we never did, our intelligent government decided to go after that. And they focused on that, which was hilarious. I just was blown away. I even read it and I go, this doesn't make any sense. They're going after a company that doesn't exist. That's not who we are. Anyway, but we go through that. All these people come in and all the ups and downs. I remember talking to him on the phone. He said, oh, some really good things are happening. It's really big. And maybe a week ago, and I talked to him again. He says, wow, that just kind of slammed in our face. That happened a lot, by the way. But Ash never comes to the webinar and cries or shows that he just got done walking through a minefield. He never shows that, which even when he has death in the family, whatever he has, he's always positive, and that's why we all fell in love with him. But it wasn't a couple days later, the new door that opened was bigger and better. And we talk about, what God would give somebody. He never gives them more than they can handle. The reason Ash is doing this, because he's the only person that could, or that would. The concept sounds great to me, but I can guarantee you right now, if I lost tens of millions of dollars and people internally and externally took advantage of me or ripped me off, I'd be gone. But all the problems from last year, all of them, where is Ash? Standing tall. Who did he look out first? He looked out for all of us. All of us. A couple of weeks ago, somebody asked him, what do you want out of this business when it goes? You know how we ask Pete, what do you want? Oh, I'd like to get a new house. I want a new car. I want to pay off debt. He stopped talking. And I could see in his face, he never thought about it. He never thinks about himself. And he said, his dream would be that we live our dream. If you want to follow somebody other than that, go ahead. But I've never seen anybody like him or somebody that does that. And every time there's a problem, remember when these issues were going on, he made sure we had webinar to use. He kept OConnect going so we could use it for a year. We paid $143 for 3 months, but actually we paid $143 for 12 months, 13 months. We got it, most of it was free. He was still paying for it. And I don't know anybody that would do that. And the biggest fault that Ash has. And I know people are going, oh, he just said he has a fault. And he does. His biggest fault is his heart. And he's so kind and he trusts everybody. If somebody walked up to him and 90% of that individual was no good, he focuses on the 10% that is good. That's who he is. And I love that. And most of us do. And he's not a bad cop. He can't be that nasty guy. He can't. But he learned a lot. I respect him more than anybody on earth. I think most people don't realize what we have our hands on. Let's put it this way. If you have a goal or something you want, dream bigger. Because I believe, put this together for a minute. If you have AI products that are in high demand, and we get a new one every single month, every month one comes out. Majority of them are multi-billion-dollar niches by themselves. Conferencing platform. If it comes out, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Now picture this. Don't worry, can I sell? I can't sell. Doesn't matter. If you have a conferencing platform that is 10, 20, 30, 40% cheaper, but 100 times higher technology and more functions, and you will get paid a commission if you share it. I don't need to be a salesman. I could go to people. I don't care if I'm doing Trivia Pursuit. I invite my family to this new platform. They all come in. I want to use Zoom. No. I have one. I'm not selling. I'm just playing the game. I want to get together with the family. They come on. You know what people do? They're looking around. Hey, what's this? What's this? What's this? I would give them co-host and say, well, you can check it out. Can I push this button? Yeah. Wait, it plays music? Yeah. It does this? Yes. You can download? Yes. It does this? Wow. And some of these people are purchasing or own, or whatever you want to call it, another video conferencing platform. What's the next thing that comes out of their mouth? Can I have this? Yeah. What's it cost? And then you throw the cost out. And they go, how much? And what do you get? Oh my gosh. They're going to jump in very quickly. Everybody wants to save money, including companies. I believe we're going to blow companies away. They're going to love this, what we have, because they can own it all and save money on their bottom line. Everybody wants to save money. But if you're above market value, way above, I want other people to compare us to everyone else. I wish you would, because when you do, you're going to find this is the best of the best and user-friendly. So that's one product. What happens when you have, one day you have 50 customers and product number 2 comes out? Some of those products, some of those people, 50 people, are going to buy product 2. So now you have them buying 2 products. One day 3. One day you have 100 people and there's 5 products. One day you have 500 customers, some of them are affiliates, and there's 10 customers or there's 10 products. You're starting to get into the range where it's a walkaway income. And that's what people need to look. The limit is here between your ears. That's the only limit in this company. It has if you think the company's limited, it's not. You can make what you want to make. And the beauty of this that I love more, probably more than anything, it's going to lift the poorest people first. Think about this. If you're in Bangladesh or India or Africa, some of these countries, because I'm looking at them every day, there's people making $100 a month. That same commission that I get, $25, let's say it's 25%. So does that lady struggling in Bangladesh is going to get that same $25. That $25 to her is far more valuable than it is to me. Now, what happens when she gets $100? Or one day she's making $500? That's life-changing. And because of the culture of Bangladesh or India, you're already family-oriented. Why? There's not a lot to go around. There is no competition. When you do well, you help your family, your village do well. It's automatic. So now you spread this around in the lower countries that are in poverty. By the way, 700 million people live on less than $10 a day. 700 million. And then we have 10 people that have 90% of the wealth in the whole world. And the point is, there's $460 trillion floating around this world. 460 trillion. 40 billion, nobody would be hungry. There's people on the planet pay $40 billion and nobody would be hungry again. That's why I say we need to uplift humanity. That's what this means. Get to the point where you have 400 or 500 people in Bangladesh, poor people that work very, very hard. They have no hope of getting out of poverty because its ancestors were in poverty. There's nothing there to get it. But this vehicle will go across and build up everybody little by little by little. And I tell you what, because it concentrates on the least of us, I don't care what Bible you go by, they all say, take care of people, take care of your brother and sister. If you can uplift them, it will automatically uplift you. And Ashmufara knows that. He knew if I can uplift the world, it will uplift everybody else. In America, they have a thing called trickle-down economics, where the rich get more money, and because of their work, you're going to get the peanuts that hit the floor. It doesn't work. The rich people keep their money, or they buy a yacht, or 5 homes and 50 cars. But if you could take that money and grow it from the bottom up, oh my gosh. Because look, I look at different countries, Bangladesh and all the exports that you have. It's billions of dollars, billions. But when I look at the people's income, it's not going to them. Where's it going? It's not. I'm not going to fight governments. I don't want to. But I want people to become their own government, become your own. You can't rely on the government to live a life that you want to live. Ashmufara built a platform that if you're in and you participate, use the tools. You don't have to be a marketer. If you're in, you participate, you will win. And I tell you what, everybody's, oh man, you talk every day. I'm going to talk every day about this business until I'm dead, because I know the impact can change the world. That's what I want to see also. Listen, I'm not doing real well financially. I'm having issues. But in my mind, I know there's 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, 7 billion that live a lot worse than I do. Focus on them and you will be fine. If you shine the light on others, the reflection is even brighter. So yeah, it's a good thing. That meeting was fantastic. I want to emphasize to everybody, do not put posts out that you think this is what he means, this is what he said. No. Put out what he said. Tell him to go look at the video. Every week, he's planning on having a webinar to slowly but sure. Listen, he has the puzzle done. There's a couple pieces missing. He knows where the piece goes, but he can't put it in there until things fall into place. It's very strategic. Why did he come on yesterday? It was strategic. Why is he coming on next Thursday? It's strategic. He doesn't want to tell everybody, the world, look what I have, or look where we're going. When we're there, he'll say, look, okay, here's where we are now. The following week, here's where we are now. And one day, open the door, boom. Anyway, I don't know what your theme was, but that's what I had to say. So thank you anyway.
Wow. So, Marty, so inspiring and so informative and so calculative that how people can come out from their poverty around the globe through ONPASSIVE. And Ash is that person who thinks that how to come out people from their poverty. But he has developed a system. He's trying to develop a system, a company. That system will work. That system will work to eradicate poverty from the world, from this earth. And one statement of Marty, he said, I will speak on this company until my death. Why? Because he understood the strength, he understood the way how the company wants to uplift humanity across the globe. He understood the thinking of our CEO that what he's gonna do for the people in the whole world, how he's gonna reshape the planet, how he's gonna uplifting humanity, how he's gonna changing lives. And that's not about only the money. That's the greatness. To be part of that journey, it's a great work. I think it's a best of the best work in our life. So thank you, Marty, for your not only the space, it's a very inspirational space, I should say, and also very informative. And you also briefed about your journey with this company, your experience. So we are really, really delighted. We are happy for being with us and sharing your thought. Thank you, Marty. But I request Rupa, because our people, they can't understand English so much. So I request Rupa, please translate in English the speech of Collins Manna and also the Marty Digamo.
Thank you, sir. And thanks to Marty Bigamo, sir, you have rightly said so many points and so many points about the economical side of the world. অ্যাকচুয়ালি কলিন্স মান্না স্যার সুন্দরভাবে ব্রিফ করেছেন ওনার কথাগুলো যে উনি লাস্ট ওয়েবিনার দেখে বা শুনে উনি কিভাবে ফায়ার আপ হয়েছেন। আমাদের সবকিছুর মূলে আমরা কিন্তু একটা জিনিসকে বাদ দিতে পারি না, গভর্নমেন্ট পলিসিটাকে বাদ দিতে পারি না, উনি যেটা উল্লেখ করলেন। তো সেই গভর্নমেন্ট পলিসিতে অনেক কিছু আমরা দেখেছি বা আমাদের হয়তো এসএসসি প্রবলেমটাও স্যার এটার মধ্যেই পড়ে। এবং এই প্রবলেমটার জন্য আমাদের অনেক দেখা গেছে যে আমাদের কিছু জিনিস আমরা পিছিয়ে গিয়েছি। একটা বিষয় হচ্ছে স্যার যে আমরা যদি খেয়াল করি যে আমরা কোম্পানিতে অ্যাজ এ ফাউন্ডার জয়েন করেছি, কিন্তু আমরা নিজেরা কোনো অ্যাকাউন্টেবিলিটি সেখানে নেইনি। কিন্তু রাইট মানে কলিন্স মান্না স্যার বললেন যে রাইটলি মানে অ্যাশপো করে স্যার তার সব দায়িত্ব কিন্তু নিজের শোল্ডারে নিয়েছেন বা তার উপরেই সবকিছু দায়িত্ব রয়েছেন। এবং উনি সেই জন্যই জানেন যে অ্যাকচুয়ালি প্ল্যান এ যদি কিভাবে কাজ না করে সেভাবে প্ল্যান বি কে কিভাবে এক্সিকিউট করতে হয়। তো উনি সেই প্রসেসেই আছেন এবং আমরাও জানি যে উনি রাইটলি ডুইং এভরিথিং, ওনার পলিসি অনুযায়ী সেই কাজগুলো করছেন। তো আমি এরপরে মার্টি ডিগার স্যার স্পিচে চলে যাচ্ছি। মার্টি ডিগার স্যার অ্যাকচুয়ালি মেনশন করেছেন যে আমরা লাস্টের ওয়েবিনার দেখে যে আমরা জয়েন করেছি একটা মানে সুযোগের মধ্য দিয়ে নিজেদেরকে যাওয়ার জন্য। আমরা যেন সেই বেস্ট থিং, আমাদের বেস্ট জিনিসগুলো আমাদের লাইফে পেতে পারি। সেই বেস্ট জিনিসটা পেতে হলে সেটা কিন্তু অল্প অল্প ডেভেলপমেন্টের মধ্য দিয়েই হয়। আস্তে আস্তে খুব ধীরে ধীরে সেই উন্নতিটা আসে। রাইটলি উনি বলেছেন যে উনি এই কোম্পানির সাথে থেকে কি কি শিখেছেন এবং আদার্স কোম্পানির সাথেও বিজনেস পলিসির সাথে উনি কম্পেয়ার করেছেন। আদার্স অনেক কোম্পানি বললেন যে ইউএসএ ইউকে তে আমি দেখেছি তারা কিন্তু অ্যাকচুয়ালি কোম্পানির সাথে যারা জড়িত আছে তাদের ব্যাপারে কোনো কেয়ার করেন না বা কোনো সেই চিন্তাটাও তাদের নেই, কিন্তু আহ, এখানেই আদার্স কোম্পানির সাথে আমাদের অন প্যাসিভের ডিফারেন্স অ্যাশমো করে স্যার এই বিষয়টাতে খুব মানুষকে কিভাবে ধাক্কা দিয়ে উপরে তোলার বিষয়টা ওনার যে রয়েছে চিন্তাটা রয়েছে সেই বিষয়টা উল্লেখ করেছেন। এবং আরেকটি জিনিস বললেন যে এই কোম্পানিকে মার্টি ডিকামো স্যার বললেন যে কোম্পানিকে আমি মানে একদম আহ, একটা ছোট পজিশন থেকে 100,000 থেকে একদম মিলিয়ন ফাউন্ডার্স পর্যন্ত গ্রো করতে আমি দেখেছি। আমি কোম্পানিকে জানি রাইটলি উনি উনি 6 ইয়ার্স বোধহয় এর বেশি এর সাথে জড়িত আছেন। তো অ্যাশমো ফরেস্ট স্যার জানেন যে কিভাবে একটা ড্রিম প্রজেক্টে জাম্প করে বিজনেস করার প্রসেসটা উনি জানেন, এই কথাটা উল্লেখ করেছেন। এবং অ্যাশমো ফরেস্ট স্যার একটা জিনিস ওনার স্পেশালিটি হচ্ছে যে উনি যখন ওয়েবিনারে আসেন যত কিছু প্রবলেম থাকুক শর্টকামিংস থাকুক উনি কিন্তু আদার্স আমরা সাধারণ মানুষ হলে হয়তো কান্নাকাটি করে দিতাম বা চোখে আমাদের সেই ফিলিংসটা থাকতো, কিন্তু উনি যখনই আসেন একটা স্মাইলিং ফেস নিয়ে এবং পজিটিভ মাইন্ডসেট নিয়ে উনি আমাদের সাথে মিট করেন বা দেখা আমাদের সামনে আসেন। সো এখান থেকে আমরা একটা জিনিস শিখতে পারি যে এই কনসেপ্টটা আমাদের মধ্যে থাকা উচিত যে মেক ইয়োর সেলফ গ্রেট। অ্যাকচুয়ালি নিজেদেরকে আহ, মানে কি বলবো যে আমি যদি আহ, কিছু মানুষকে আমার শাইন করতে পারি বা তার রিফ্লেকশনটাও কিন্তু আমার মধ্যে দিয়ে আসবে, আমার মধ্যে পড়বে। আমি যদি কিছু মানুষের উপকার করতে পারি সেটারও আমার আউটকামটা আমার মধ্যে আসবে। তো এখানে দেখাচ্ছে যে উনি আরেকটা বিষয় উল্লেখ করলেন যে আমরা ও কানেক্টে একটা সার্টেন অ্যামাউন্ট দিয়ে আমরা সেখানে অ্যাক্টিভ হয়েছি, কিন্তু বাদ বাকি যা কিছু ছিল কোম্পানি সেটা বেয়ার করেছে, কোম্পানি সেই আদার্স এক্সপেন্ডিচার বেয়ার করেছে। সে তখন তো কোম্পানি কিছু বলেনি আমাদেরকে। আহ, এখন আমরা হয়তো অনেক রকম দুষ্ট লোকের কারণে সেখানে পিছিয়ে পড়েছি, অনেকে অনেক রকম কমেন্ট করেছেন। এবং মার্টি ডিগামো স্যার বললেন যে উনি ওনার ফ্যামিলির সাথেও বিষয় এই ও কানেক্টের সাথে ওয়েবিনারের ব্যাপারে একটা বিষয় উল্লেখ করেছেন যে আদার্স ভিডিও কনফারেন্সিং টুল আর ও কানেক্ট ভিডিও কনফারেন্সিং টুলের মধ্যে ডিফারেন্সটা কোথায়। উনি ওনার ফ্যামিলি মেম্বার্সকে সেই ও কানেক্টের কি বলবো যে ও কানেক্টের মিটিং এ কো হোস্ট করে দেখিয়েছেন, মানে প্রত্যেকটা অপশন দেখিয়েছেন এবং সেখান থেকে তারা কিভাবে রিজুভিনেট হয়েছে, কিভাবে মানে কি বলবো যে এই প্রোডাক্ট সম্পর্কে আরো বেশি আগ্রহী হয়েছে সেটা উল্লেখ করেছেন। আরেকটা বিষয় আমরা এখানে পেলাম যে অ্যাফিলিয়েটের ব্যাপারটা, যখন আমার সাথে 50% বা 50 জন লোক আমার থেকে দুটো প্রোডাক্ট কিনবে, তারপর ধীরে ধীরে যখন 100 জন 3টা প্রোডাক্ট কিনবে সেখান থেকে কিভাবে আমাদের সেলস জেনারেট হবে। আর হচ্ছে উনি এইভাবে থার্ড ওয়ার্ল্ড কান্ট্রি বা আমাদের মতো বাংলাদেশ ইন্ডিয়াতে যেখানে খুব কম মানে ফিনান্সিয়াল ডেভেলপমেন্ট খুব কম সেইখানে মানুষগুলো কিভাবে ডেভেলপড হবে, কিভাবে ফিনান্সিয়ালি গ্রোথটা তাদের বাড়বে সেই বিষয়টা উল্লেখ করেছেন। তো ওভারঅল আমরা একটা জিনিস মানে লাস্ট ওয়েবিনার থেকে পেলাম যে লাস্ট ওয়েবিনার থেকে যে অ্যাশমো করে স্যার মানে তার ওয়েবিনার গুলোকে আপকামিং ওয়েবিনার গুলোকে একটা স্ট্র্যাটেজিক ওয়েতে উনি প্রেজেন্ট করবেন। উনি লাস্ট ওয়েবিনারে কি বলেছেন এবং ফরওয়ার্ড ওয়েবিনার বা আপকামিং ওয়েবিনারে কি বলতে যাচ্ছেন সবকিছু সম্পর্কে একটা আহ, মানে ট্রান্সপারেন্সি থাকবে। ধন্যবাদ স্যার।
Wow. Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much for your nice interpretation. My dear friends, we have with us our another sister, Comfort Confer. Comfort Confer, actually, we have listened to Marty Collins and other friends too. We had Jeffrey Morlock. We also listened to Zine Eliva. Now, Comfort, I request you to share your feeling about yesterday's update, yesterday's ASH meeting. Comfort. I'm not sure whether she is ready to speak or not. Anyway, Collins, do you like to comment anything on the Marty's speech or like to add? Collins, are you there? Okay, my dear friends, those who are in the participants, Collins, please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just want to thank everyone in Jeshanta for inviting us, and I'm happy that Maddie is here. I think Jeffrey is off screen. Gina Liver just left. Comfort is here. You know, the only advice is let us go and listen again for those who didn't really get it, because it was straightforward. Oh, Comfort hand is up. So it was straightforward. It was clear. Ash didn't sugarcoat anything. It was just clear, you know, from the past to the present, you know, and it was a good thing that Ash came to explain all of this to us. So I believe now that most of the founders, you know, across the globe, please, if you want to share this, don't sugarcoat it, don't make it your own, don't make it for you to feel good among your own fellow founders. We are all equal in this company, and we are all equal before the eyes of God. There is nobody who is bigger than anybody. Mr. Ash Mufara owned this company, and he deserved better. He deserved better communication. He wants us to pass exactly what he is saying. If he says A, let us say A. Let us go back and say A. If the person says, can you explain? And if you don't know it, don't try to make it your own. Just say, you know what? Let me go back and find out the answer for you, because I don't get the answer what you are looking for. So by so doing, it will help all of us, and it will help this company. He is just a one man, as he said yesterday. He is just a human being. He is not God. He can make mistakes, but when he makes mistakes, he will come back and explain to us and say, you know what, my brothers and sisters, I've made mistake in this area. Please come, let's put our heads together. Let us help ourselves. He's not doing it for himself. So let us not be like someone you want to walk in your sight for people to see you and hail you and say, oh, wow, in Jeshata, you are a great man. No. They said those who is a leader should be servant. If I want to be a leader, I have to go down and clean your shoes. That is what God shows us. And we have to do the same to our brothers and sisters. Let us not be a one-man shoulder. Let us help each other, and let us try to explain and communicate exactly what Mr. Ash Mufara said. So we saw a lot of things yesterday, and people were making a lot of mistakes, trying to make it their own. And I said, please, can you pull it down? If you cannot explain, point the person to the webinar. Say, this is the recording in Maddie's live, in Chris' live, or in this live, or Chishanta's side. Just go there and watch it yourself. And if there's any question come, if I cannot answer you, I'll put that question next time to those who can channel it to Mr. Ash Mufara. Please let us try to do that and help ourselves, help the company. Thank you. That's what I would say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Hey,
Collins.
Engineer Shashanta, can I add something? I want to
Sure,
say
sure.
something before you go to the amazing Comfort, okay? First, I want to say, Rupa, thank you for what you do. You're amazing. I'm sorry, I'm running my mouth. I forgot she had to interpret things. So I do that every time I come on here. One thing I want to emphasize that Collins just said. If you're not sure, watch the video, listen to what Ash said. It's better if you're not sure to go check than put out something that's not true. We need to have the truth. And that way, because the truth will set us free, right? You've heard that saying. So make sure it's true. And if somebody makes some crazy post, I saw one where they're putting people's faces on there and calling them criminals and crooks. Listen, Ash didn't mention anybody's name. He wouldn't do that. We shouldn't do it either. And by the way, if you share a post that's not true, you're as guilty as the person that made it. I would really be careful. Listen, if it's a negative or a post that's not right, it has no power if you don't share it. In fact, I would report it or talk to the person, tell them to take it down. anything negative doesn't help us. And this company's bigger than any one individual. Remember, it's a company that uplifts humanity. If you got one bad apple, you got to throw it out of the basket or it's going to ruin all the other apples. And I believe that. That's not being nasty or mean, but I care that everybody succeeds. And you get a couple of people that want to, well, this is what he said, and they got pictures and name. We shouldn't do that. But listen, Ash didn't mention it. If people aren't sure, go back to the video, run it, stop it, rewind, watch it, and learn what he said. See, his thing is he wants to say what is already locked and loaded. He doesn't want to say what's coming or what's next. He did that in the past, and obviously that didn't work out too well. But yeah, so please, if you share, be fair and be honest. That's all I'm really saying. So thank you. I'm done. I'm sure I'm done. And Rupa, you're an amazing woman. Amazing. I can't even interpret English.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you. She's a great support to conduct this webinar, especially for our local community, because what you are sharing in English, so many people can't understand. So we try to make them understanding what exactly you are sharing. So Marty finally যেটা বললেন যে অ্যাশ যেটা বলেছেন এবং কলিন্স মান্নাও অলসো সেটা বললেন যে আমাদের সিইও মিস্টার অ্যাশ এক্স্যাক্টলি উনি যেটা শেয়ার করেছেন সেটা আপনারা শেয়ার করবেন, যেটা আপনি বোঝেন না বা বোঝেননি সেটাকে মানে না বুঝে কোনো কিছু আন্দাজ করে কোনো কিছু শেয়ার করার প্রয়োজন নেই, এবং কোনো রকম এক্সাইটিং পোস্ট সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া সেটা আপনারা করবেন না, বাট যেটা সত্যি যেটা ট্রু সেটা আপনি পোস্ট করতে পারেন। আর যদি কোনো রং পোস্ট করেন ডেফিনেটলি আপনি তার জন্য দায়ী থাকবেন, এবং কোম্পানি যদি মনে করে কোম্পানি ক্যান টেক এনি অ্যাকশন। সো thank you for the real truth along with cautious, so that we can always share the real truth to our community, to our public. That's amazing. Comfort, now it is your turn. Please share your feelings on the yesterday's webinar. Comfort, are you free? I'm not sure.
Maybe he mistakenly put the hand up. Comfort, are you there?
I don't know. She is busy. Okay. So we are almost at the end of our program. So Jeffrey, again, come back. I request Jeffrey, you missed. I don't know whether you have heard Marty or Collins. I don't know.
Comfort is trying to unmute herself, but she can't.
But Comfort is the...
Oh, it's the co-host. She's co-host.
Oh, so she can unmute from...
Yeah. I don't know.
There is no...
Yeah.
So I think she has any problem in her device or...
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh my God. Yes, sister, please go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I was trying to unmute myself. Sorry, I greet you all, family. I'm happy to be here today after a long time. Thank you, Engineer Shusanta and Rupa, for all you are doing. Yeah, I just want to, I know that I came in really late, but yeah, I'm excited too, right? If I'm repeating anything, it's because we have only one thing to say, so everybody is allowed to say the same thing. So like everybody else is saying, the meeting of yesterday was quite good. At some point I tried to feel emotional, but yeah, when you listen to him and all that he has gone through, and he still wants to do it, And one thing he made clear to us, which everybody heard, was that he had an opportunity to back off, to say, I'm done, I'm not doing it anymore. But because it's a burden in his heart to do that, to uplift humanity, he still wants to do it. He is still happy to do it, despite the fact that he is spending money, he is spending time and effort and energy, and he's giving up time with family and all of those things, his reputation is on the line, he is still happy to do it because he thinks that he does not have rest. He will not have a peace of mind if he doesn't get this mission to where it was heading to. And the good thing too is I really find it so humbling. You know, when he makes mistakes, he accepts it that, listen, I made a mistake. That's the kind of leadership that you want to see. That's the kind of leader you want to be around, because he teaches by doing. Sometimes things go wrong and never get right again, because when you are wrong, you think that you are God or demigod, and you say it was not my fault and stuff like that. But he acknowledges it and says, however, God is fixing it for us. So nobody goes wrong when you trust God. Nobody goes wrong when you are doing things right. Ash would have even melted, just like just melt and get finished like ice because of what people are doing. They're twisting him, they're squeezing him, they're doing all of those things. But then he remains strong for you and myself. So one thing we need to know, everybody, especially those of us who are plugged in, I know that we know this, but those who are dangling, we need to remember that Ash does not owe us anything. He doesn't owe us anything at all. He is doing this by choice. Because sometimes I ask questions that if I had the courage, I will ask him in his face. Where are you taking the money from to run this thing? Pay those workers, do the things that they are doing, they fail, they go wrong, and then you do it again and again and again and again. If you ask those questions and you cannot answer, the only thing you can do is being appreciative and say, oh my God, no matter what, I'm ready to go another step with him. That's the only encouragement he needs from us. Positivity was all he asked of us yesterday, and it costs nothing. Like Collins was saying, it really breaks my heart when people come and just interpret things. Yesterday, Marcian made a very powerful message on Sunday that people should come ready to receive what Ash is coming to give. Don't come with something in your mind. But people still came that way. That is why they're interpreting the messages wrongly, right? It's just okay. Ask the next person. When I don't understand, I wait until Marty speaks, Collins speaks, and then Dan Street and all of those people, and say, if I did not get this right now, I get it. And from there, I can also say something. If I can't, then I stay quiet, go back and listen, and then ask questions. That doesn't cost anything. But then I just want to congratulate everybody who is faithful to this journey. It's a done deal, whether we like it or not. Time is just one of the things. They have to go, like Ash said yesterday, people will fail and then stand up again and fail. There's no giant company that just stood up one morning and then found itself standing up tall like a giant. They go through all of these stages. I'm sorry I'm taking this long because I've not been here for ages, but thank you for letting me speak. Let's do this together. Let's just hold hands together and stand behind Ash, because no matter how long it takes, we are definitely going to get there, because he is very determined to see it happen. Thank you all and love you so much.
Thank you, Comfort. Thank you so much for your short but very nice and specific sharing. Thank you so much. I request Rupa, please translate into Bengali.
Thank you, this amazing lady, comfort. Actually, খুব সুন্দর করে উনি বলেছেন যে আমাদের মানে প্রপার থিঙ্কিং প্রসেসটাই কিন্তু আমাদেরকে সামনে মানে এগিয়ে নিতে সাহায্য করে। সো উনি বললেন যে কিভাবে অ্যাশমোফরে স্যার তার টাইম স্পেন্ডিং করে, তার মানি স্পেন্ডিং করে, অনেক কিছু শর্টকামিং এর মধ্য দিয়ে যাওয়ার পরেও স্টিল উনি কিন্তু তার মানে কি বলবো যে তার পজিটিভ মাইন্ডসেটে আছেন, এবং স্টিল উনি তার গ্রেট এই মিশনটার মধ্য দিয়েই আছেন। উনি কিন্তু এখান থেকে বেরিয়ে যাননি। আমরা কালকের ওয়েবিনারেও আমরা দেখেছি যে অন প্যাসিভ ইজ হিয়ার, এই কথাটা উনি মেনশন করেছেন বারবার। সো এই অ্যাকনলেজমেন্টের মধ্য দিয়ে বুঝতে পারি যে আমরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি অ্যাশমোফরে স্যার হাউ হাম্বল পারসন হি ইজ। আমরা জানি যে মানুষ মাত্রই কিন্তু মিস্টেকস হয়, কিন্তু গ্রেট লিডার্স যারা আছেন তারা কিন্তু সেই মিস্টেকসটাকে মানে জানেন যে কিভাবে ওভারকাম করতে হয়, এবং সেটাকে রাইট প্রসেসে উনি কিভাবে নিয়ে ওনার মানে সেকেন্ড প্ল্যানকে উনি এক্সিকিউট করতে যাচ্ছেন এই দিকে। লটস অফ গ্যামলিং বা যে কোনো ধরনের মিস্টেক এখানে হয়েছে বা হতে চলেছে। সো অ্যাশমোফরে স্যার কিন্তু তাকে জিজ্ঞেস করা হয়েছিল যে, বা কোশ্চেন করা হয়েছিল যে উনি কিভাবে এটাকে ফিক্স করতে যাচ্ছেন, এই প্রবলেমগুলোকে ফিক্স করতে যাচ্ছেন। উনি উনার স্পিচের মধ্য দিয়ে সেটাকে মেনশন করেছেন যে, আর সেটা বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছেন যে মানুষ কিন্তু বা আমরা যারা ফাউন্ডার্স আছি তারা কিন্তু অবশ্যই আমরা এই নতুন জার্নিটাকে রিসিভ করব, অ্যাকসেপ্ট করব এবং ওনার সাথে আছি এবং আমরা সেই এক্সপেকটেশনের মধ্যেই আছি যে one morning we will be giant again. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much. Now I request Jeffrey, if you like to share anything. Jeffrey Morlock.
Yeah, thank you again, Sushanta. I certainly appreciate that, and it's good that it's a little rainy out, so we didn't go on the walk today. So, Marty, I liked what you were talking about when you were talking a little bit ago. I caught some of the end of that, and I think it's profound. You know, when we start talking about transparency and speaking the truth, I mean, this is something that the leadership, this is something Ash has been talking and telling us for years. I mean, ever since we got going, he's talking about truth and transparency. We all know they're powerful principles, and they when we behave in that way, then it builds trust and it fosters, you know, some meaningful connections, and especially in webinar settings like this, where authenticity, I mean, that resonates with people, right? Resonates with us. We can recognize it. Transparency isn't just about sharing facts. It's about being honest with what your intentions are, right? And your values and even vulnerabilities, right? When we speak the truth with clarity and kindness, then we can create a space where others feel safe. They feel like they can engage or ask questions and grow. I mean, we got a lot of noise in the world, so I liked what you were saying. We need to be responsible for what we're putting out there. And comfort, you talked a bit about staying positive. Obviously, that's another theme that's been run right along, you know, down through the core of ONPASSIVE and a lot of the leadership for years now. And positivity, I mean, there's mental health boosts, you know, reduce stress, cortisol levels, helps manage anxiety, keeps you away from depression, things like that. Positive mindset encourages resilience. Do you think for a minute that Mr. Mufar would have the resilience that he's got and be able to do what he does if he allowed himself to get, you know, down in the dumps or get to a negative mindset and dwelling on that? I don't think so. You know, a positive mindset allows us to reframe challenges as opportunities rather than setbacks. And we see that every time we turn around here in ONPASSIVE, especially with the model that Mr. Mufar has given us. There's other benefits, health benefits, improved relationships, all that. But you're right. Positive mental attitude, man, that's where it's at. And that's not just in business, that's in life. So thank both of you. I appreciate you both bringing that up and just reminding us of it. Thank you, Sushanta.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. Positivity matters everything. So we are almost end of our session. We have with us Bruce Justin. Bruce, do you like to share anything?
Certainly,
Bruce,
Shanta.
sure. Go ahead.
To you and to Rupa, like Marty had said, Rupa is amazing to remember everything that Marty and everyone else has said and be able to interpret. So I'm very amazed at that. I do want to say that I came in August of 2020, and I remember the day that we were introduced to a Bliss in group. And all I could think was what an amazing project ONPASSIVE was. And it was at that time that Ash said to us, this is more than just a business. This is a movement. And he also said to us, his purpose in this life was to uplift humanity. And he had us come along on this journey. Well, the decision to make a decision to join on this journey also makes us what I call spiritual warriors. And in every moment of a spiritual warrior's life, There's always destruction. There's always battle. That's why we're called warriors. And then God asked for Pharaoh to take on the banner for all of us to lead the way to the God of his understanding. I like what Marty has to say because a lot of this is about realizing how great grace is beyond just business. This is a fellowship. This is a society. This is a spiritual movement. And our job is really to do this, persevere and follow the leader and listen to what the leader has to tell us and not make up stories in our own mind. Because anybody can make up stories. There's an old movie called Rashomon where every time a story was told, it was changed by every person who said it because they had a different view of it. But when we listen to Ash's words and we listen to him more intently, what we find is the truth of everything that's going on. God bless him for everything that he's done, the battles that he fought for us. Jeffrey talked about the SEC, and I always thought the SEC was just an investigative entity that created problems for somebody, but actually also embraced the SEC to help us in the battle of and the challenges that we face with ONPASSIVE. Thank God he's done that. What he's done is he needs more help than just us. He needs the help of every power that he can find. It's a positive power that can help us. So anyway, I just want to say I've been thrilled. I'm very happy to be here as long as I've been. Not that I'm there all that long, but I've been here long enough to know that there's no other place to go that can ever make me as happy and joyful as I am when I'm on the screen with all you guys. I don't get on a lot, but as much as I do, I want to thank you again, Sasanta, for inviting me in. And I'll just keep coming back no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you, ব্রুস, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। ব্রুস যেটা বললো আমরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি হয়তো পুরোটা ভালো বুঝতেও পারিনি, বাট সেটা হচ্ছে যে উনি যেটা বলতে চেয়েছেন 2020 সাল থেকে উনি এই প্ল্যাটফর্মে আসেন। এটা একটা অ্যামেজিং প্ল্যাটফর্ম। উনি এই প্ল্যাটফর্মটাকে খুব এনজয় করছেন এবং আমাদের সিইও মিস্টার অ্যাশ মুফারে উনি মানুষের জন্য যেটা করছেন বা পৃথিবীতে মানুষের লাইফ চেঞ্জিং এর জন্য করছে সেটাও অ্যামেজিং। আমরা সবাই এনজয় করছি। আমরা যে এই সুন্দর একটা জার্নিতে আছি, আমরা মনে করি যে আমরা খুব একটা সুন্দর জায়গাতে আছি এবং আমরা মানুষের জন্য কিছু করার জন্য চেষ্টা করছি। এসএসসি ম্যাটার সহ যে সমস্ত প্রবলেমগুলো আছে সবই সলভ করছেন। আমরা আশা করছি যে we are now so happy with our company ONPASSIVE and our CEO Mr. Ash Mufare. So my dear friends, today we will close the session with the finishing lines from our brother Marty Digan. Marty, for your finishing lines.
All right, I'll try to do that. Anyway, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to see, when I was working, I was in a Fortune 500 company and I traveled all over the world. And I got to meet people from different cultures, different religions, different everything. And I absolutely loved it because I found out that we're all pretty much the same. We want the best for our family. We hope that we can get more to live a little better lifestyle. And I realized how fortunate I was to live where I lived after going to many countries and seeing how people live. But I also found out, thank God, that people in general are good people. They're I never had, I heard about the evil empire, and they sent me to Russia. They actually sent me to Siberia. I was living a joke, Anyway, so they sent me to Siberia, and they make $100 a month. And the ladies would sweep the floors with sticks that they wrapped together. Hardest working people I ever saw. And I remember back then they used to talk about Russia as the evil empire. The people I met, they weren't so evil. They were nice people. In fact, somebody forgot to tell them they were supposed to be evil empire because they knew nothing about it. The government made that, not the people. And that's where the problem lies. But one day I lost all of that because I wound up getting sick. And I thought, I was 42 years old. I thought, man, I'm never going to be able to see people around the world ever again. God works in mysterious ways. Now I'm in a company where I can visit anywhere in the world within a few minutes, right from the comfort of my home. So I believe that helped prepare me for this company. I feel blessed, and I think everybody, like I said, tell the truth. If you're not sure, send them to a video that is true. Go where you want to go. Go whatever webinar. If you're seeing something that doesn't sound right, it probably isn't. And it's easy to find out. Just go hear from Ash's mouth. But anyway, thank you very much for being here. I salute Engineer Sushante. He's been doing this a long time, years, and he never gave up. And he's got Rupa Roy that makes him look really good. That's for sure. I'm really excited. We'll be back. We are all one team, and we're going to spread the news. And it's going to be so much more fun when we move into the next phase where everybody's starting to live an abundant life. And that will be fun. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Had you been in Bangladesh? You have visited so many countries. Had you been in Bangladesh? I don't think so. Marty? You have visited Bangladesh?
Say it again?
Have you visited Bangladesh?
No. I did not go to
Okay.
Bangladesh. I was I've been to England. I went to Belgium. I was in Japan, China, Taiwan, England, Brussels,
Russia.
Oh, Russia, France, a lot of those areas. Yeah. Oh, I was in Mongolia. I got an old brain. I might have been somewhere else and don't remember. But anyway, yeah, a lot of different places.
But
Not Bangladesh. That's on my bucket list. I'll go to Bangladesh.
We expect that you will be with in Bangladesh, and definitely we are ready to eagerly ready to accept you, welcome you. Thank you, Rupa. You did a great job. So I request, do you like to say anything, Rupa Roy?
Thank you, sir, and thank you everyone for appreciating me for my job. Actually, I am not taking this part as my job. I'm taking this part as from my heart because I am the part of ONPASS. And I agree with Collins Manna, sir. He has such uttered a sentence: "Don't quote the news with sugar," because we are the founders, we are the people that we make mistakes, and so many times we try to make the news with exaggerately. Because of my because of our own YouTube channel, own profit, own benefit actually. I also agree with Marty Digamo sir. The company can on passive can throw any bad people or anyone bad people anytime whenever the company says that bad reputation with the people, with the founder. So we don't do that. We must obey our company rules and stay positive and try to maintain the positive mindset and make ourselves to move forward. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much for your nice words. Sure, company is doing so many things for us. Company is doing so many things for us. Company is planning to change our life, so we must support our company. We should not do anything against our company that breaks reputation, that breaks image of our company. So we should be very clear, honest, and we should share the real truth to our community, to our people. Thank you so much. I think that will be a great support to our company, to our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare. So with this, today we like to conclude our session. I must thank all the speakers, participants from our bottom of our heart. I convey best wishes to all of you. The best of luck. Do well. Everything will be fine in our life. We are so in it to win it. We are so in it to win it.